Behind the Badge, brought to you by Big O Tires.
Utah is seeing a lot of growth on the west side of the Wasatch Front. In places like Saratoga Springs, it may feel like construction is never ending.
I've heard that said. So how do their police keep with that growth, keep up with it all? ABC4's Brian Carlson sharing how they stay ahead in today's Behind the Badge report.
All of Utah's growth seems like it's going in where we have room to expand. That's taking people to cities like Saratoga Springs. And for police, that means a lot more work.
Looking out across Saratoga Springs in Utah County, the city is ballooning. Rows and rows of homes, endless land under construction, and an ongoing wave of prospective buyers moving in. Since 2012, Saratoga has grown from a population of roughly 20,000 to more than 54,000.
Roughly 3,000 people a year.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, one of the fastest growing cities in Utah.
Saratoga Springs Police Chief Andrew Burton is tasked with policing not just his city's booming population, but that of neighboring Bluffdale. He says helping his staff stay ahead of the constant growth is his biggest challenge.
10 years ago, we had a total of 24 officers, and now we're at 45.
Hiring helps, but it's more than just putting officers on the street.
Here's why I stopped, just for the red light violation over here.
As the city has grown, so has the police workload. In the last 10 years, their calls for service have more than doubled.
Calls like accidents and traffic complaints. Lieutenant Zach Robinson with the Division Over Traffic
There's a lot more gridlock.
says all the city's extra bodies mean longer lines of cars and more drivers short on patience.
Seem like they're more in a rush, so we end up getting a lot of people running red lights and that kind of thing, which leads to more accidents.
Traffic and other time-consuming calls keep officers running.
26-32 traffic.
Our day-to-day is definitely busier.
Sergeant Zach Beglarian over investigations says serious calls for domestic violence, burglaries, and sex crimes have gone up quite a bit.
There are some days where our investigations division is out in the field all day serving search warrants, taking suspects to jail, following up on cases, following up at the jail.
Perhaps their most notable case was January's deadly police shooting, where a man led police in a high-speed chase that ended with him trying to invade a Saratoga home, pointing a gun at police and officers taking his life.
Deadly force is the last resort, and it's the last thing that we as officers want to utilize.
To better handle these calls, Chief Burton says they've learned to work smarter. 2 years ago, officers formed a traffic division to solely keep up with road demand. And on more serious calls, each detective is now dedicated to a specific crime to better focus on cases.
You can see.
Then the chief finds funding so they can do those jobs.
We're a family here. I'm kind of like the dad as the chief. And my officers know that, and we kid around about it sometimes that way. And the dad, kind of takes care of everybody in the family to make sure they get what they need.
So as homes keep going up and more cars crowd the street, Saratoga Springs police say they're putting the right officers in the right places to keep up with growth that isn't slowing down.
The police chief says if Saratoga keeps up the pace they're on now, in 20 years they expect the population will double again, between 90 to 120,000 people. Back to you.